Hi everyone, welcome to another fabulous episode on Barbie's Diary. As always, my name is Barbara Omo Dudu, and today we have with us a very special guest, a very special girl. It is one of its kind on the channel. I am collaborating with a fellow YouTuber, and I will let her do the honors of introducing herself. So over to you.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Barbara. My name is Adidoi, and my YouTube channel's name is Toyosu Gray. I film about motherhood, lifestyle, God, like everything in between, just life generally, and but mainly right now, I've been filming more about my immigration story, just to
Okay.
help other people. I'm
Mhm.
not an immigration officer, so I don't go into the whole immigration process. I only talk about what happened to me, so people can learn or what I found out in Canada. Those new things, those things that shocked me when I got to Canada, and all those things, just for people that are coming to learn. And I'm so happy that I have the opportunity to help a lot of people. Like,
Oh,
even though I might not have a lot of subscriber, like we all think about it, but a lot of people need our help. And I'm
true.
so happy that a lot of people have been sending me message, email, and I'll be able to help them in one way or the other. And through this process, I have a lot of friends, people that I could talk to.
Okay.
Because one of the reasons why I started my YouTube channel was because I
Mhm.
was at home throughout when I got here, and I could not do anything. I don't know anybody here, so I just decided to just start this thing so I can also mingle, have community. Like now, me and you are talking. If I've not opened this channel, we
Yeah.
have
Where would we have met, right?
yeah, And again, back in Nigeria, I have a brand. I have a fashion brand. Too, so great. So it's
Nice.
still the name. It's on Instagram. You can check me out. So I deal
Okay.
with wedding dresses, ready to wear and all. But for now, it's on hold. Yeah. So for now, it's on hold. Trying to rebrand. Coming to a new country, you just have to know what to do before you just jump into it. So I don't just want to go into the whole Ankara alone because that was not what I used to do in Nigeria. So I
Okay.
just want to take some time.
Mhm.
So thank you
I
for having me.
Oh, thank you so much. See, first and foremost, I must comment that you look so gorgeous this afternoon. Like, seriously, serious minimum makeup, but it's still giving, and I'm here for
Thank
it. I am here for it.
you. Thank you.
Let's start with your name, right? I
Yeah.
understand that, and I have watched the channel like a number of times, and I hear you say, "Oh, my name is this," and then you introduce your channel as something else, and I'm like, "Okay, okay, okay." So tell us what made you come about the name Toyosi Gray, written the
So
way it is, yeah.
yeah. So Toyosi is my second name. My
Okay.
second name is Oluwatoyosi.
Mm-hmm.
So back when like 6 years ago or 7 years ago, when I was trying to get the brand name for my fashion brand, I wanted to use a particular name that I've been using in secondary school. All those nicknames that they give us when we were in secondary school. So, but getting to the I don't know what do you used to call it again? Where
To
we used to set up our business,
to
CSC.
CSC,
Getting to
corporate
CSC,
certification. Mm-hmm.
someone was using the name, and I was like, okay, so what else can I use? So I tried to just use my other name, but a little, just to spice it a little, she
Mm-hmm.
look like English and Yoruba at the same time. So I decided to add grey at the back. So and instead of me using I use double E at the
I
back.
must,
So
yeah. So I can
yeah.
see. I must comment. Sorry to cut you. I must comment that it's such a distinct name. Like I love it so much, and I knew that I was going to ask you like what formed the opinion to have Toyosi with the double E and then gray. Is that like your favorite color or something?
No, I don't have a fragrance. I wear anything that makes sense. I don't have one special
Okay,
color.
so the gray just look like it's
Yeah, I
satin or
try.
it
Yeah,
is.
I try different colors. I try since I'm working with a dress. So I'm working with a fashion designer, and the fashion deals with colors. So I tried different names. I tried Toyosi Black, Toyosi Brown, Toyosi
So Toyosi red did not
different
work
things.
for you. I
It's
am.
not
I am
it wasn't that sweet. It's not that sweet. So I just had to just use the gray because the gray is looking like
seriously like
half Nigeria.
I must give it to you because the moment I saw the name, I'm like, this is something. So with my own name, like I've mentioned on my channel as well. So guys, this is just going to be a fun chit chat because just as
Yeah.
much as I'm getting to know Toyosi, I want you also to be part of the conversation. Let us just have that get to know each other online and see our similarities because there are a lot of them. We're going to get to all of that really quickly. So, but let me just give a brief background about my name as well. So, I
Yeah.
mean, everybody knows my name is Barbara, and the short form of Barbara is Barbie. And growing up, we always hear of the Barbie, like the Barbie doll that has
Yeah.
the. So I didn't want to be associated with that because even though a lot of people that call me Barbie with the IE, I don't get angry about that. As in,
Hi.
yeah, I'm totally fine with that. But for my
Yeah.
brand, I wanted to distinguish it from that Barbie, and that's why I have it. Why? And before now, my diary used to be a blog, like a real blog where I get to write. I have over 100 published articles. Yes,
I can't do that.
where I talk about different life issues and everything bothering me. I still go back to read all of those things, guys. And I think I'm going to, try to bring it up to speed with where I am now. Maybe not in the traditional blog sense, something really close to that, is still in
Maybe
the.
on Instagram, I'm trying to use that as content for people to learn.
Yeah, something I have. I also have, another Instagram page where I talk about young marriages. I try to just do all of these many things that I'm passionate about, but with
To
my
tell you, I also have like 3 or 4 Instagram pages.
yeah, you see. So I'm just trying to build, the different parts of my life that I'm very passionate about. And with
Yeah.
Barbie's diary, it used to be like a real life, even though it was not a physical diary, it was a virtual diary, a blog where I used to write about stuff. And when I started to think of names for my channel, I was, I had looked at different things. I have shared different ideas with my sister, and what they picked was something else. And at the end of the day, I just told myself, everybody has known me for the past how many years with Barbie's Diary.
Yeah.
Let's just roll with it. So this is just going to be a continuation of that. I have moved on from the traditional blog into the real YouTube space like this, and that's how I just stuck with Barbie's Diary that I've always known. And
I wanted to say something. I
yeah,
remember before being a fashion designer, when I was in university, I was doing makeup.
oh yeah,
And I was still using that name, even when I started. I was doing both makeup and fashion designer at the same time. So there's
okay,
a friend of mine that got married a period of time. So I went to do her makeup in Ekiti, Ekiti
no,
State. So, and the mom wanted to pronounce my name as a Toyosi Gray. And she just spoiled the name for me. I was like, what is this? She just said Toyosi Giri. I said, eh?
no way. So you're still giving here.
Today, my sister was there. So today, she always makes this of me with that name. Like, Toyosi Giri. I said, no, no, no. This is why I want to spoil this sweet name. I will not let anybody discourage you.
Pardon,
So
pardon
I
her,
always have in my mind, like, what is Toyosi Giri? Please, my name is Toyosi Gray.
yeah.
Let's go.
Please pardon her, please, please.
No, 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 it's
Older
fine.
generation, they have their ways of doing it. So
Yeah, I was just trying to imagine how she tried to break that label into
must
that.
have been hard for her. Must have been hard. Just pardon her, please. Just pardon her. Okay, so something else I want us to move really quickly into would be,
Yeah.
how did we connect? So
Okay. I
how
think
I think you
I
should
should
go
go
first.
first. Okay. So, like I said, I joined Instagram, Facebook. Sorry, like I said, I joined YouTube around January. I've been on YouTube for a very long time, but I was not doing anything there. So I decided to just start on around January and try to check everybody within my country, the country that I am, my province, like, okay, who are those people making YouTube channels? What are they saying? What are those things that they are doing?
Mhm.
Try to check other people's idea. Let me just put it that way. Try to check for ideas from other people. And I just come across your page. And I noticed that the first video I saw was when you relocated to Canada. Funny thing, I did not know that you were not even in Winnipeg or anything. I just know that you were in Canada.
Same for
So I saw
me.
the post that you came when I was watching the video. We came almost the same time. I think I came a week or 2 weeks before you. We came almost the same time. And when I saw your house vlog
So
tour, I was like, how come we are we are having almost the same
like,
thing happening to
yeah.
us at the same time? So that was why I was forced to just subscribe immediately, and I started enjoying your videos. So
Okay, so that's for you. Interestingly, like you mentioned, when I think you must have left like 2 or 3 comments on my videos, and I was like,
Yeah.
this person looks like a fun person. So that day I clicked on your channel and I watched back to back. I must have watched
Yeah,
like
I was like, what happened today? Like almost 5 or 6 videos, and there was comment, not even a short comment, long one.
long. Yeah, because it felt like I was dealing with another part of me. It felt like,
Yeah,
things were happening back to back. And so I had to just say, what is wrong? What is happening? Why is all of these things? So I watched it. They were interesting videos and I loved every part of it. And I was like,
thank
I need to
you.
I need to subscribe. This is my
Thank
person.
you.
So
Thank you.
immediately I, subscribed, and then I
Yeah.
watched and then I watched the fun video you had with your husband. I was like, oh my god, these are so much,
Do
young,
you,
and
do you
then
know how many beg we have to beg that bar to come alive? I don't know why you don't want to.
yes, it just felt like, oh my god, this is my person. This is my person because
Yeah,
everything was like,
yeah,
what,
just connected.
what's
Yeah.
happening? And then you have kids that are age in the
Age
same
range.
year with myself. So it just felt like everything was just, real and good. And I was happy. I was just
Yeah.
happy with everything. And, and that was how we linked up basically. And yeah, we've been together.
So
And
one of the things YouTube do for people, you connect with people from different places. I have a lot of YouTube friends now, even in Winnipeg. Like I posted a video recent that one of them invited us to a birthday party
any
of
party,
done.
yeah, yeah,
And
I saw that video as
the day we all, as everybody else, as if we know ourselves
well.
before,
Oh,
we're just
that's the thing
into
with
each other. So I think YouTube helps to just connect with people and make friends. Yeah.
yeah, I love the fact that I have someone else as well. She is in Edmonton, and I'm sure we're going to link up very soon. We've been trying to link up, but of course, with all the
Fine.
kids and everything, it's just been crazy. But I'm sure right now, I'm getting into the space of networking with a lot of YouTubers, so I'm very,
Yeah, we
yeah, I'm
should do
very
that. And one of the things that just my daughter's birthday will be my daughter will be 4 tomorrow. So I try to just have a mini like a party park, like, just go to a park and just have little this thing. So I try to just invite those my YouTube
oh,
yeah, so we can also still mingle and
and
still get to know. We're all trying to find our way in a new country.
network,
So
yeah. So
yeah, so we just try to network.
yeah, it's something I'm so happy about. I for one am more of an introvert. I As much as I try to be everything on YouTube, guys, my best time is when I'm in my house. So
Yeah, but when you're on your screen.
yes, now I'm trying to do so much and network, literally practice
Yeah,
all we're preaching about networking. And
yeah.
so it's important that we form these communities. She as well is in Edmonton, and so we've tried to link up physically.
Please
Right
try.
now,
Please just do more the mommy's hangout or something and just do it.
right now, we're just saying, what, even if you cannot link up physically, let's even have a live video where we get to talk because the similarity is so
Hmm.
much.
Yeah, I think I've done like one live with some of my YouTuber in Winnipeg. I've done one and it was so interesting with
Oh
two
my
people.
gosh.
Yeah, we
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm happy about exciting times ahead, guys. Exciting times ahead on YouTube for young YouTubers, for young Nigerian YouTubers. Yeah, we're coming, and I am so excited. All right, so back to the crux of the matter.
Yeah.
I know you have spoken on your channel, and I want you guys to please go ahead, subscribe to Toyosi Gray. You can see her, Instagram handle on her YouTube handle, pardon me, on the screen. Please subscribe to it. I'll also put it
Click
in
the button.
I also put it on the description box as well. Please ensure that you subscribe, ensure that you watch all the videos, interesting videos. For me to tell you that I sat down to watch 6 videos at a stretch, guys, you have to be sure best believe that is the best videos you have seen on Instagram.
Thank you.
On
Thank you. I'm blushing.
the originality of the videos. Like
Yeah,
there was no
thank you.
forming, there was no trying to be over, it was just real. And
Let
that was
me, let me just tell you one secret. If I try to film, just within 2, 3 minutes, you will see my true color. So
I can imagine. Okay, so tell me about your relocation journey, right? I know you said it. I don't want you to go into details, but what was that thing? So I don't want you to go into details. People that want to watch know all this tea she has, put all the details.
yeah.
channel. So I wanted to go back there and watch it. But for between me and you, just tell me, what was that thing that made you say, you know what, I'm leaving Nigeria and traveling with my family?
Like you said, I have a full video, like part one, two, three on that particular topic. And what I would just say is that the reason why my husband and I decided to relocate, because personally I didn't have the mind of relocating. I'm not that kind of person. I'm in Nigeria born because hey,
True
I
and
like
true.
I'm the Injile Ninja. So the reason why we finally decided to just relocate was because of our kids, because of just to have a good life, fine, Nigeria, you are trying to, but at the same time looking at the whole economy and everything, as at when my daughter was in Nigeria, my daughter before, when we left Nigeria, she was just 3, and as at that time she was still in Kuwait, let me just say kindergarten in Nigeria, and she was paying like almost 350 per term.
Hmm.
So if a child of 3 years can pay 350 per term, what will happen when she gets to primary school? What will happen when she gets to secondary school? So I just thought about, like, okay, why can't I just come to this place that at least, even if I'm not going to get the full money or something, the government are still helping when it comes to the of children, when it comes to their education, when it comes to anything about the children, they take it so personal,
Yeah,
And when
you
you work here, whatever you're working for, whatever you're paying your bills for, you are seeing it.
seen
I
it.
love to say that thing. If you are paying for anything, you are seeing the results. Even with the tax and everything, you are seeing the result of what you're doing, you're paying for. So that's why we decided to replace, because of the kids.
Okay, yeah, I totally understand you. And trust me, like I like to believe everybody's reason for relocating is valid. Everybody's reason for relocating is valid. If you are relocating because of your kids, you are relocating because of yourself, if you are relocating because of whatever reason you are relocating for, is valid. Do you understand?
Yeah,
I know what
yeah,
everybody now. So personally, in our case as well, it was just the quality of life, and both for the kids, both for us, everything we just had to put think futuristically, and what do we want for ourselves as a family. So this includes the kids education, this includes we bringing up the family, this includes for ourselves as career wise,
yeah.
financially, in terms of even retirement as well. So what do we want for ourselves? And when we considering all the efforts we put in with our work in Nigeria, we said, okay, we can put this effort and get a better result at the end of the day. So that was what influenced our decision to move. Because yes, we understand that, yeah, who would work in Nigeria? You will still retire, you will still have pension, you will still have all of this. But do you want to go and be queuing to go and take your pension, or do all of these
All those good
considerations?
stuff.
All of these things, shots fired, guys, shots fired. So
Yeah.
all of these things were what we considered and said, you know what, we are hardworking people, we put in the work, and so we should be able to reap the benefit.
Good
And we
results.
should be
Yeah.
able to look at the future and say, okay, yes, by the time we're retiring, or by the time these kids will be going to college, these are what we have achieved, and we'll be able to. We don't need to loan money to do some
Yeah.
basic stuff. And
Yeah.
that
Mm.
influenced our decision to.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know, how long was the journey for you guys?
Wow. I Like I said earlier, my husband has been in this whole traveling thing for even before we got married.
Oh
And
wow.
our marriage will be like 5 years in August. So it
Mhm.
should be more than six or 7 years. My husband has been into the whole Japa issue. The
Yeah.
first one, when we got married, we started the whole doing your passport. Immediately we got
House.
married, I started doing all those things. So we have been in that process since 2018. Because I started doing my passport in September 2018.
Okay.
So we started that journey 2018.
Together.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny that it's the same for both of us, because we also started about, I think, 2017 ish, if I recall correctly, 2017 ish. And when I say started, that was unofficially. So what do we need to do? Gathering of documents. What are the initial things we need to do? Checking your CRS score. All of those things. I think we started that late 2017, and by 2018, we're ready to roll with, okay, so now I think I had my baby in January of 2018, my first child. And so Immediately after we had him, it was one day in traffic on Third Mainland Bridge. We lived in Bagada at the time.
Wow.
The traffic was just crazy. And I told my husband, you know what? I can't do this anymore. This relocation thing, where did we stop? Let us pick up,
And now we are missing the traffic.
no, I don't mean, I'm not part of you guys.
I
So I'm
miss
not.
the traffic. I miss those driving that we drive on the
Well, I do not miss traffic. I've been there, done that. I'm never going back there. I do know.
because maybe because me, I was the market woman. I always go to the market to get fabric and all.
So no, I'm never, because going to work, trust me, you guys, maybe for business people, you can decide when you want to leave the house. And then
Yeah,
not for 9 to 5 guys that nobody cares for you. You must be on the road by 6 a.m. And
yeah,
then
that's true. That's my husband's case too.
I do not miss it for anything. So something else that is tied closely to relocation, like I said, guys, go back to our channel and watch all these videos. Tell me why you chose Winnipeg.
Hmm. The first thing was we're not even thinking about Winnipeg at all. We just wanted to go to
Tell me
Canada.
about it.
We just wanted to just go to Canada. That's it. But and thank God we didn't just do that because later when we got here, I I I realized a lot of things and I made a video about it. Why things you should do. I think things you should do before relocating or things. Yeah, I think so. So you can check my video. It was a recent video. So I made a video about it that people making mistakes about the choice of location. Just don't come to Canada because you want to come to Canada, or don't go to UK because people are going to UK. Try to check what is there. I remember we were just when we wanted to relocate, when we were trying to do all this Chakma, this thing, we were trying to go to Shakchatun. We don't have anybody there. We know how, we don't even know how we don't even know how things are working there. But we just wanted to go.
Mhm.
We've applied, we're there for a long time and all. And the funny part is I have families in Winnipeg. But I never thought about that, okay, I need to go to where my family are so I can get assistance or what are the job opportunities that are here, all those things. Based that and again the common province was Toronto, Avatar, those are the big, big ones. Everybody wants to go to that one too. So I was thinking, okay, if we did not go to Shakchatun, let's go to those big, big things. But I don't think I will always cope well with that based on the fact that we're just trying to navigate around this. And with the standard, the high standard of living over there, I
Mhm.
think coming to Winnipeg has been the best decision. With time, maybe later we can decide to move to Alberta, we can decide to move to Toronto. But for now, this place is really working out for us. Firstly, because we have family. Yeah, coming down to this place, I came down directly to my house because I have someone that could help me. I didn't have the car the first 3 months we got here because someone could help me. Someone can come and carry me to anywhere I want to go to. Those people have been a blessing to me, to my family. You get so I just feel if you are coming to a country, a province in Canada, even if it's UK, even if it's US, you have to think about your okay, what are the things? Is
Yeah.
the job here? Is everything here? Fine, my husband got the job here in his field, the one he has done before even getting to the position he was in Nigeria, he got the job there. Imagine if he just came to Canada, maybe in Shakatu, and all they saw, all the as when he gets to Shakatu and the job he saw is maybe I don't know something that he hasn't even done before. So he's not going to be able to cope with that. So I just feel that coming to this place, we came here because firstly we have a family, and second my husband could get his dream job here.
Okay, I'm
And
happy. Yeah,
my own job, I can do it anyway.
anywhere. Yes, there's
So
no
it's
problem.
not me. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy you went that route because fun fact, and this is the first time I'm saying it on my channel, is that our COPR as well is carrying Calgary. So you know that part of the COPR where you write your destination, Calgary. That's because at the time we were filling all of those details, even though we had someone in Edmonton, I mean, everybody was going to Calgary. Everybody that was coming to Alberta was going to Calgary. And so it
Great.
just felt like, okay, let's go. But
That's the city.
because of it, we're like, hold on, guys, hold on. How are we going to deal in Calgary? Who do we know? Nobody. Who's going to help us get a house? Nobody. Who's going to help us get this? Nobody. Guys, this is not going to work. And that was how we just took our bags and changed location in our head. I said, you know what? Calgary, no.
The
And
thing that you can move there later after you
I
feel
don't even, I don't even, I am in today, well, never say never, but at the point I'm
Mm.
now, that is not even top five on my list.
Clarity.
You get. So with Edmonton, it was seamless. Settling in was seamless. And I mean, in terms of everything you have mentioned, you always need to be close, especially for first time timers. You always need to somebody that would hold your hand on this journey. Like
Yeah.
it's so important. It's people don't say that enough, guys. No matter how you hear that, oh, this is the province that it is happening. If you don't have anybody there, please go to where you have somebody. Now it's a different case entirely if you don't have anybody in Canada at all. So no,
So then you go, you join the community you're supposed to join, even if you don't have anybody.
you join the community, look for the person that is even giving you the green light to help you, and
Yeah.
be there. But if you just come here blindly, because I can imagine how difficult it would have been for us if we're coming in, we did, like you mentioned, we literally walked into our new house. I did not have to sleep on the floor. We had beds waiting for us because
Like
our
we got to share. We
you
saw share when we got our house. We're like, who was this year?
share.
Share. We did.
So it was, I had cooked meals like my
We
uh
love to handle yam.
our family friend literally went grocery shopping for us.
Yeah.
had I had a box of chicken, I had jollof rice, I had
Yeah. I think this is why you're saying.
plates, I had the plates that we use in our house till today is still the
Yeah.
one that we got, cutleries. Like it felt like okay, you just moved in and you just settled in.
That you're in your house. You're not stressing yourself. You're coming to
From
sleep.
that night, we started unpacking our bags.
Yeah.
Because if you
Yeah.
stay in Airbnb, you would still live from
You
your
keep
box
packing
to your
again.
body. But from that night, we started arranging our rooms. We started, the next day, she was literally our family friends. The wife was literally available.
So the funny thing is,
Out.
another
Yeah.
story. The funny thing is when we got to Toronto,
Mhm.
because the flight we took told us that our stores will be sent to us in Winnipeg.
Okay.
So we didn't bother looking for our stores when we got to Toronto. So getting to Winnipeg, we were waiting for our load to come. We did not see our load, any of our bags.
Wow. How
So we
long?
have to go. So we have to do. They brought it maybe the third of the fourth day. So we have to go without our bag except our hand luggage. So imagine if I don't have anybody here.
Here.
So
How
from toothbrush to the clothes we wore, everything was provided for us for 4 days.
4 days. So
So
guys,
imagine if we did not have anybody.
please, just this is just a quick advice, admonition,
Yeah.
anything you call it. Take it from new immigrants in Canada. Go to places where you have people.
And if you don't have people there, don't be discouraged. Look for community. There are
For your-
WhatsApp, Telegram that you can join. People are willing to help.
You'll be
This thing, we're
surprised.
not doing that. I don't know you. We know everybody in this place.
Yeah,
So
you'll be surprised at the humanity that Nigerians have.
yeah,
And this is somebody you don't even know in
I
Nigeria.
thought.
You
Yeah.
possibly, but in another man's country, they are willing to help you. See people on, even till today, on those groups, Telegram, WhatsApp, they say, oh, when are you coming into the country? We'll be available to pick you up from the airport.
Yes. Even some churches will give you groceries. They'll if you
Yeah,
want, they will send groceries. They will welcome you. So just feel like I don't want my family people to know I'm here. I don't want people no, just try to communicate. It will go a long way. Hey, I'm
and
saying it because your mental health is very important. Hey.
very important. So I would
Even with people around you get tired. With people helping you, you're still tired because of when you don't have people.
people seriously, to be honest, seriously, because I wonder how they are able to combine their own personal life with trying to help people, because it's a lot of work to deal with yourself in a new environment, not talk of adding somebody else's burden or baggage on yourself. So
Yeah.
if people do that for you, please appreciate them. It is not the
Yeah.
easiest thing to do. Okay, so moving really quickly from that, the next question I would like to ask you is, how has settling down been for you, truthfully? So tell me how settling down has been for you.
Firstly, whatever we do, we just have to thank God. God
Okay.
has always been there.
Mhm.
God has been our help. I
Hmm.
won't say in our mind or because we have people like we said earlier. It's
Hmm.
still God. Because the first 2 months, sometimes I just like, did I make the right decision coming to Canada? Am I sure this thing is working? You
Mhm.
know, because firstly, when we got here, before we left Nigeria, my husband was working from his company. Even when we got here, he was still working from his company. So you have to wake up in the night and work from Nigeria. The first language is even affecting the marriage already. Do you get? You understand?
That's
So
good. Yeah.
all those things, and I was just like, sometimes it leads to like always getting angry, always complaining, always nagging. So I'm like, why you nagging? You said you want to come here, so just calm down. And by January, things were just working out fine. We could get our car. We could, you know, did a lot of things. My mother got a job. Everything was just smooth. Even recently, like I told you before, I think I've told you this. Like I got a free daycare
Yeah, you
for
said.
my children. I
Yeah.
made a video about it. I've not posted it yet, but I'm going to post it. I
Guys,
got
go
a
and
free
get ready to
day-
watch that as well.
I got a free daycare. At the same time, I got a part-time job that I could do from home. So everything become easy. So imagine if I've said I can't stay in 3 months and go back to my country. So everything required patience, and I thank God that everything has been getting smooth. We have spent almost 9 months, no, almost 10 months here. It's
You said
not 10 months now.
like 9 months. It's close to 9 months though. Maybe yours
Okay,
is like 9 months now.
we came September. We both came in September,
I came 24th. When did you come?
17th.
Now. So a week different. Wow. A week
So,
different. Yeah.
so all those things, God just have to be patient, and it has been easy. Let me just put it that way. It has been sweet, even when it comes to our relationship as husband and wife.
Mm.
It has helped us a lot because now we are in each other's space. We know
Mm.
when you're coming back home, there's no traffic holding you to 10 p.m., 11 p.m. We have time to just pick the children
Tell
to,
me
to go
about
to
it.
playground. You can go to playground. You just have time for yourself, your husband. If you're in Canada and you're not intentional about your marriage, your relationship, that means you don't want it to work. This
Hmm.
place will give you another feelings. Even when you see those old men holding their wife. This summer, this summer alone, I've been seeing a lot of romantic move. The way I see those old people on wheelchair
Hmm.
taking their wife out, on going strolling together. Then
Hmm.
what are we waiting for with the young people? So if you are here, Canada helps you. There's no stress to think of traffic, this. No. So the main stress that you don't have, just postpone on your wedding, your marriage, and
Mm.
make it work.
Well.
Like I have different videos about these things. Be
Oh.
intentional about your marriage. We are in Canada. There's time for you to enjoy
For
it. Let me just put it that way. There's time to have fun. So create the fun yourself.
I'm happy about all the things you've mentioned, about settling in, because settling in is a different ball game entirely. Like I literally I say it as well. Although I say so jokingly that, when we relocate from our country to Canada, they're supposed to give us like one person that is supposed to do onboarding. You know how they do onboarding for you need to onboard us because it is so different from what we're used to. But like
Yeah.
you said, it is different in a good way. So settling in for us as well, the initial months are usually the toughest months. I see people grade them into different things. The honeymoon stage, this stage, the initial months are the toughest months. Like just like you mentioned, I questioned coming here, even though there was never a time I said, you know what, I think we should be going back home. No, I did not say
Mhm.
that. But I there were times I felt like this is different from what I thought it would be. Why am I
Yeah.
stressed? And I will talk about a lot of those things on the channel as well going forward. I had a job that I did initially that was not my dream job, and that stressed me a lot. Thank God I'm out of that phase as well. We came at the beginning of winter,
Yeah.
so
Ha.
it was so tough. That was tough on the kids, tough on us as adults. Having
Absolutely.
having to
Ah,
carry the kids to their daycare. We luckily got a daycare on time, but having to carry the kids to their daycare in the double digit
winning.
negative winter, it was crazy. So negative double digits. So you are talking -20, -30 something.
No,
It was
don't
like
worry, Winnipeg is more cold. It's more colder than LDT. I saw it now, but Winnipeg and LDT has the same, just little similarity.
it was a crazy experience, but I'm
I don't
grateful
like
to
the
God
winter.
that at the beginning, first week in December, we got a car, and so that's just caught. You'll be surprised what a car can do to you in this country.
It's
It's just
essential. It's very, very important. The car is very, very important.
you know you can stay in Nigeria without having as a family without having a car,
Yeah,
right?
now, where are we
And
going to?
but in this country, car is not luxury,
At
it's
all.
necessity. And you know, people when they say it, you just feel like these people are just capping. Guys,
Mhm.
it's real. Car is very essential for your day-to-day life. So
So
please get a car.
talking about car, we got our car March this
Okay.
year, and we could not drive the car because I've not done
Insurance.
my driving test. My husband has not done his driving test. When he wanted to do his driving test, the Nigeria this thing got expired driving license, so you have to send it back to. They have to help him do another one in Nigeria so I can send it to Canada. And that one can take a longer time.
Right.
And the car was just there. So
Oh,
I have to do my driving test. I did my knowledge test, I passed it, and I did my driving test. I did a video about that. I should be posting it this weekend. And I did this test for 3 times. I passed after the fourth time. And I can imagine the stress I
what
was and
really
back to back every two weeks as I'm failing the test, I'm registering for another one back to back.
yeah,
Back
that's a
to
lot of
back.
money.
Yeah, and now imagine, and thank God now I passed after the fourth attempt, and that was the period my children got a free daycare. So imagine if I don't have, if I cannot drive, I won't be able to use that daycare because it's kind of far from our house, like 18 to 20 minutes, and I can't use bus for that.
That's really far.
So I can't use bus for that. It gets. So imagine if you're giving me that daycare even before I can drive. That means I have to just decline it. That's two spots. A free daycare for 1 year.
Wow. And the two
And
of them.
yeah, and they're providing food. I don't have to bring food. Food is not allowed. I try to put juice. I try to put biscuit like Nigerian mommy in me is not allowed.
Around.
All I need to do is just change of clothes, change of shoes, and that is it.
That's it. Yeah, yeah, among the lucky ones. When you talk about daycare, I'm like, tell me more. Where did you see this
You know,
daycare?
I tell you, it's going to drive this week. Yeah,
Oh,
this
I can't
very
wait.
soon, very soon.
I can't wait. Maybe they have a branch in Edmonton that we can.
Maybe.
But you know, I'm happy about our daycare is equally as nice. You know, they have cooked food in school that you can pay for. It's not free; it's paid for, which we did for a while. But after some time, I felt like you know
I
the
saw
kids,
your video.
yeah, they
I saw
can now
your video.
Nigerian food.
Go and watch the video. We are not going to talk about it. Go and
No,
watch the
no.
video.
So right now they take Nigerian food to school and we do
Yeah.
that and everybody is fine. You know, settling in has been easy with well, not as easy. Settling in has been good. We thank, like you mentioned, we thank God. We owe
It's
everything to
good.
God.
It's good.
Literally, you know, we cannot do this on our own. I see people that see me and they're like, "Oh, you look like you've spent years here, guys." I've not spent 1 year in Canada. I'm literally just like 9 months in Canada, and yeah,
Yeah.
I know we've touched on this, you know, a bit, but I want us to go a bit deeper. How has relocation? I know you have a video on this as well. I think you collaborated with somebody on this. So how has just you know give us the icing on the cake? How has relocation been for you based on motherhood, your marriage, managing the home, everything around that spectrum? How has relocation been for you?
So I think I have two videos on that.
Just
One, I did one live with my friends,
mhm.
like a fellow YouTuber. We talked about education, about kids, and all how it has been like. And we talked about, and I have someone I brought online, my friend, to talk about how relocation affects marriages because she has been in Canada for 3 years and it's a good one. I think we have like two series on that one.
Yeah, I watched that as well. Yeah.
And seriously, like I used to say, concerning marriage, I'm so passionate about marriage. Don't mind me. I love love.
Which we all do.
I'm the emotional type in my marriage. I'm the one that like the romantic part. I'm so sorry about that.
No, no,
So you know, to
there's nothing to be
Canada.
sorry about, please. We need good marriage. No, I don't. I'm
But
not.
also,
Don't be sorry.
you are too emotional.
Don't be sorry about it. It's a good one. Don't be sorry about it. Please go on.
So coming to Canada, like I said, my husband is this. He works on the island in Nigeria, and yeah, he has been a good husband. He's a good father anybody can have, and we, coming waking up in the morning. I remember before COVID, when we got married, the first week we first got married, when he wakes up in the morning around 5,
Mhm.
goes to work, I'm the only one in the house. And A month after I got pregnant, you still goes to work in the morning. You have to wait for traffic. Sometimes you come by 11. Sometimes you come, babe, I can't come home now. There's traffic. I have to wait in the office. I remember there's a particular day I just started crying. I come, is this marriage? I don't understand. Because I can't cope with this. Like, I was thinking in my mind, this is what they call marriage. That, ha, I did not see my husband and up. Even when we gave birth, he still tried to, on weekend, he tried to work his way around it. He's always there for us, weekend especially. But Monday to Friday is not easy. Even when he goes to work, you still have to go to church on Tuesday, on Thursday, all those things and all. So I remember after during the COVID, I just feel like COVID helped me in a way, even though it's not everybody that enjoyed the COVID this, but in a way it just my marriage. Because during COVID, before COVID, we gave birth to my our firstborn, and I always ask this thing that my daughter does not see his father almost every time, maybe late in the weekends. Because by the time he wakes up in the morning, the father has not to work. By the time he comes back, the father is not, by the time she's sleeping, the father is not yet back, those kind of things. And I just feel like, would my children even know my husband now? And when the COVID came and they were working from home, I saw the bond. I saw the bond between my husband and my daughter until now. And since then they've been doing remote job, work from home, hybrid, you can work from home with little. And this has really helped me before leaving Nigeria. So that thing already started helping the marriage, like, okay, the way we want this, we can see ourselves, we can be in ourselves corner and everything. So when we now came here, it's only us, we don't have family member. There's no daddy, there's no mommy, there's no sister, there's nobody staying with you. So it's to build that marriage
That's
the way you want it. Because
yeah.
the way you want it, the way you have pictured your marriage to be. Yeah,
Mhm.
okay, I want fine. You might say, all this Indian marriage or all the satanic stories, the only in film. But sometimes when you see it, even sometimes people say all those people preaching love on Instagram or on YouTube, that's not marriage is. You're just forming. Even when people forms online, and when they form online, that my marriage is sweet, my husband did this. If you find that thing that person is doing, like, if I do this in my marriage, it's going to work for me. Do it.
Yeah. You
Even
don't
if the person is lying,
you
but
can
you
build
feel
I
that
like
that point can help you, please do it. See, I watch a lot of YouTubers, and sometimes
that
my
point
brother will say, this person is just lying. I pick the one I want to pick that will work for me.
for you. So you
I
don't
don't want to know if you're lying.
about the person, is about the message.
It's just I just so far I can relate to it. I try
Yeah.
to use it. I try to work with that. I
Mhm.
try to so that at least I want my marriage to be sweet. I want it to do this. So and Canada has really helped me. Like I said, Canada can build your marriage. It can break your marriage. You have to
Oh,
pick one.
tell me about it.
You have
Tell
to
me
pick
about
one. Oh.
yeah.
They say there is woman that has the whole authority here and everything. So the woman can do anyhow. If you want to do anywhere, it's left between you and your husband. We know what Bible says about marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Husband, love your wife. Love.
Mm-hmm.
Wife, submit to your husband. So if your husband loves you, there's no why you're going to submit. You're going to be submissive by fire by force. Nobody will force you. That kind of thing. And if you are submissive to your husband, he's going to love you
Hmm.
and respect you. The Bible says it's interwoven. So it's not that maybe one side is working and one side is not working. We have to work together. Can two work together except they agree? It's the Bible
Agree.
that says it. So it's not me. So all those things, just try to put it in the marriage. And I feel coming to Canada has really helped me do those things I want to. I just, like I said, like one of my videos, I said this year I want to be intentional about my husband, my children, myself, as little as any celebration, whether it makes sense, it does not make sense. Canada Day, October Thanksgiving. I'm
Yeah,
going to be intentional
going
about
all
it. Even my children's birthday, my husband's birthday, our anniversary, I'm going to overdo it because
out.
I feel it's going to help me and it's
Yeah,
going to help us.
happy. Yeah.
And I want our children to see that love.
Hmm.
So they will know, okay, this is how love is. It's not only in the movie. Oh. It's
Yeah.
not only in Nigeria movie you see them kissing when my daddy come back from office and my
Hmm.
mom will take my daddy. It can work. It can work. That's what me I believe. And it's helping. And Canada has helped me, has opened my eyes. And I've seen a
Oh,
lot on YouTube too. And I'm making it.
yeah.
Whether the person is lying, whether the person is saying the truth,
That's
I'll
their.
pick the one I need and use it for myself.
Mhm.
So,
I can see. So,
okay.
No, I'm so happy. This is the reason why collaboration is good. You can easily rub minds and see the wisdom in
Mm,
other people and see why you people connected in the first place.
yeah.
Because, like you mentioned, settling in has been a different ball game, to be honest with you. So it's different from what I've always known. Because on like your case, my husband and I are 9 to 5 hours, so we're always on the road. The kids are at home with grandma, and then I have helps, the ones that come, staggeredly, and then the one that is a living help. And so with that, it's almost like you are not in their life. It even got worse in 2022.
Yeah.
It got worse in 2022 when I was transferred, or I started a new job in Abuja. So I
Um,
literally left the house, and I was out of the house for the longest time. But I could only hold on to the rope, or to that, you know, end, that okay, this would come to an end and I'm moving to Canada. That was the only reason why I even did the job in the first place, because I just felt okay, I'm going to do this for a while and then I would move to Canada. It is not a long-term plan. There's a reason why I'm doing this. So it was a strategic plan for us as a family. So coming to Canada and being in the same space with my husband,
mm,
in Nigeria, we only see ourselves in the evening, or perhaps he's picking me up from work, and
yeah,
when they
yeah.
go, you don't even
And you
have
are stressed up, all stressed up. I can't wait to get home and sleep.
the strength to quarrel. Okay, is that it? All right? That is fine. And then you're in Canada, you have power because nobody is stressing you. And so you're in Canada, you see each other every day. And then there's that opportunity, or there's that likelihood for you to for see finish to enter. So it's
Mm-hmm.
wisdom knowing that, okay, no, see finish must not enter this space. There has to be that mutual respect. There has to be love. There has to be friendship in order to keep the home. Because I made a video recently. I don't know which is coming first, but in that video, I also spoke about how things can actually crumble quickly in Canada, and before you know it, you guys are no longer together, or you guys are always at loggerheads, or somebody
Mm-hmm.
says, you know what, I can't cope with you, you're always nagging. So it takes that balance to be able to say, okay, this is not what we're used to. Everybody has to, try to adjust, because adjusting in Canada is hard work, you know,
Yeah.
and that's what I've noticed. So settling in it has been a learning process for myself.
Mhm.
I have seen that, okay, this used to work well in Nigeria. Well, it's not going to work like that here in Canada. So you need to
Mhm.
adjust. What is most important to me is my family, my
Yeah.
husband, my kids. So if that's what's important to me, I mean, that has not changed. It's still important to me in Canada. So whatever I need to do to preserve the home, I need to do.
Yeah, because like people used to, me, I'm root. Oh, do you know what they call root? Abokoku. Me, I'm root. Oh, I carry my family's matter for my head.
In your
Because
head.
I remember when we got here and people were trying to say, okay, I know that you were not a white collar person, white collar job person. You are being your this thing. Maybe you should try some jobs. I don't want to mention any job. I don't want to derail
Yeah,
any job.
of
Try
course.
some jobs, and I found out that this job would take me away from my children. I might not be in the house sleeping with sleeping beside them. I might not, my husband will go to his own work, and I can't do those jobs.
Mhm.
If I'm not doing my fashion designing for now, I want to get a job that I will be able
To
to do
combine
my
all of these
family
different
and
aspects of
combine
life.
everything. And thank God for the job I got. If I want to do a full-time job, I can still do it with the job. It's a night job, but I still work from home. And I'm beside my husband. I'm not disturbing him. I'm still seeing my husband on the bed. I'm still seeing my children sleeping, and I can still take care of them in the morning, drop them in school. Now I'm making a video because they're in school. By the time they come back, this morning I've slept for some hours, even before we started this video. And now, before they come back from school, their food is ready. I'll go pick them. We are all together
Need
as
to
one
balance
family.
everything.
So if one person is stressed up, the other person should not be stressed up. We should just try. If not, it's going to affect those children. And the community that we are, there's a lot of things. If you neglect your children, that's the end of it.
You don't want you don't want, and that's another part of settling in I want us to focus on, because I've noticed that our cultures are not our cultures now. Our culture, our values, our
Believe,
our belief, it's not so intertwined with what we have here.
yeah,
So there are some aspects where we still we still don't all agree, and that's the beauty of diversity, right? So it means that I do not agree with you does not mean that you cannot exist.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Is your life, so do you. So I'm not going to fight you for not believing in what I believe in, then,
Yes.
and I'm not going to also, because you believe in it, then you have force it on me,
And my children.
or
Yeah.
children. And that is why, that is where you now have to, yeah, you now have to be conscious enough to say, okay, these people, what they believe is different from what I believe. So how can you help them? So I want you to discuss and tell us how you've been able to, adjust to these values that do not align with what you believe as an individual, or
So
as.
personally, whatever I do, apart from being, there's some culture in Nigeria too that I don't believe in, that I don't even appreciate. You get, and coming to this place, they have some cultures too, that some things that they do that me too, I don't believe in. So it's there are some people in Canada that are from Canada, or they are Canadian. There's some culture that too they are doing their own, or there are things that they are doing in this country that they too did not believe in. Like me in Nigeria, there's something, a lot of things that is in our culture that I'm against, you
Okay.
know. And even sometimes when I try to, within my family, when I try to, maybe we have issue, or maybe my dad or my mom says something, they believe in Nigeria in quotes that your mommy have said to you that you don't have the right to say no. And you know that they're doing wrong.
Mhm.
Personally, right from childhood, I also tell my daddy and my mom, mommy, hey, no, even if they might not agree, or that at the end of the day we agree, And that kind of culture, I don't like it when you say agbalagba, like these other people that is right, the young one just have to. I don't believe in that. I don't like it.
Okay.
And come to this country, I like the fact that they allow the children
To
to be
express
free
themselves.
to express themselves. I remember when we first came here, Nigeria and me, when I want to do something, like, how is this, mommy? No, 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 no. No. And I'll be like, hey, better you. And all this good stuff, So there's some cultures and there's some things they do here that I love, and there's some things I don't love. And whatever is not in my Bible, whatever is against what is the will of God, I will not. Even if I don't even need to argue with you, I don't even need to fight it with you. I will just tell you my opinion. And if you do not like it, then let's go our separate ways. Just tell your own and say, and don't force it on my children. You can't do that. What you believe in, even me as a mother, there's some things I will believe in. My daughter at the end of the day will not believe in it. And I can't force her. Do you get? like like what I said now, my parents believe that when the younger one is at fault, even when you and your elder one is fighting, or maybe you have misunderstanding, the younger one have to apologize, even
Apologize.
if you're on your right. But I don't believe in that kind of thing. I believe if the elder is wrong, say sorry, admit you are wrong, and let's move on. Do you get that kind of thing? My daughter, sometimes when I'm wrong, as little as she is, she'll just before tomorrow. I still tell her sorry sometimes. Maybe I felt she did something wrong for her brother. I shouted at her. Later on, if I realized, oh, she was not the one, tell her sorry. And she said, Mommy is fine. And that thing kind of sometimes, and I noticed that sometimes when she did something wrong for her brother, when I said, Tara, don't do that, it's wrong. She will pat her brother at the back. Sorry, Tito, sorry. So those kind of things, we need to just, those are our important values. We should
Yeah.
not let it go away. Like I said, sometimes in the morning, we try to make sure my daughter kneel down and greet his father. Our
True.
father, good morning, daddy. That is even sometimes when she remember. And sometimes when we remember to tell her, oh yeah, kneel down and greet us. And sometimes we don't even need to tell her. She will wake up in the morning and just kneel down. And just say, good morning, daddy. She's just 4. And I know that with time, she will know that that's Nigeria culture. I'm Nigerian. Even though I later have 2 nationality, but I'm still in Nigeria.
True and
Everything.
true.
What make me thought about that? I remember I went for a birthday party when we first got to Canada in December. I can't remember, and I saw those guys, this young guy. They're like 16, 18 years. So we entered the the house. No, normal Nigeria, Canada. When you send what I, and that is it. I and these kids prostrated and said good afternoon.
Yeah.
Immediately I told my husband, I said, we are in Canada. So some people used to portray to Canada. Like
Mhm.
I was so amazed. I was happy that these people still understand that we are Nigerian and they taught their children about it. I
Yeah.
know they were not for me. Even if they were like, when we get to that place, anybody you see, prostrate and greet them. It's
They
still
did
good.
it. Yeah, it's still a learning point. I like that, all of the things you've mentioned are literally, what I also hold there. I try as much as possible to let these children know that we come from somewhere. You have an origin. So you are a Nigerian true and true. And let that not leave you. So we have our local greeting, our native greeting, and that is what the kids greet. And funny enough, what is a struggle for us now is having to tell them that you only greet your parents this because we're the only ones that can understand it. So if you go out, if you see like somebody on the street and you want to greet the person, I say, "Oh, Ryan, can you greet so person?" Or him on his own, he wants to greet. He just says Diwo or Mingo, and the person is looking at him like, "Okay, what should I explain?" So we start telling them that, okay, you greet daddy and mommy like this. If I want you to greet in the native language, I'm going to tell you something that would make you know that you should greet this person in the native language. Other than that, you can say your good morning, sir, or good morning, ma, and you are
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So I try.
And also, I try to communicate with my daughter in Yoruba sometimes, or maybe when I say something, Kurumba, live there, I'll try to interpret it in English.
So she understands. I do
She
that as
understands.
well. I'm not so
Yeah.
fluent in my dialect, but
Me
I
too.
try.
I can speak Yoruba very well, but I don't really. I get maybe even back in Nigeria, I speak more of English to my daughter because I believe that she will hear the Yoruba anyway.
Anywhere.
You know,
I
but
try to
I try to even when my mom calls, my mom try to speak Yoruba to them.
it's very important because
Yeah.
you know it's always good that we know our origin. I was somewhere recently and you spoke about a young person. I'm even talking about someone elderly, like somebody married, and he still saw a grandma and he prostrated all the way. And I was like, yes, I love to see that. It just shows that, we've been the person I'm talking about might have been here for a very long time, but it doesn't take away the fact that we have a culture
Mhm. Yeah.
and we try as much as possible to teach them what we know so that anywhere they find what we have given to them is an opportunity to be global. So
Yeah, and
like,
I want to say something. I
yeah,
want to say something. We should try to, whenever our children come back from school, we should try to always ask them about their school. Not because we want them to talk, but because children they don't keep their mouth shut. They can't. They will tell you how the thing goes. They will not hide anything. So if anything is going wrong in school, they will tell you. There's no how. So you kind of know, okay, if the children are in a good school or not. My child is 4 years and she can't speak very well, but at least even when she comes back from school, tell her, what do you eat in school today? What do you do in school today? What she will, even if the communication is not that clear yet, I still understand what she's trying to say. I ate rice today, I took apple, we swim, I slept, I did this, I understand. So it's not that maybe I'm just trying to talk, let her talk. Just trying to understand, okay, is she enjoying the school? Hope they're not maybe being racism to her. Hope those kind of things. And fine. Since she has started this school, hey, every morning we're always going to school. In fact, the first day I went to pick after on the first day they went to school. When I went to pick them, she didn't want to go back home. She was like, she doesn't want to go home. I have to start begging her. So you need to just know this thing. Even though we have small kids, even for people watching this with your children that are already 7, 8, 18, try to ask.
ask
By that time you will know more. You can, like my mom, when we were still young, even when we were in university, my mommy used style to know. I don't know. There's no boyfriend I had when I was in university that my mommy did not know. Because there's a way she will ask you that question. Before you know what happened, you're already saying everything.
mm,
She might just try to play, put in, before you know what happened.
you've told
You
her.
just you will just tell her what you're not supposed to. You will tell her that as a young girl, university, things that you just like. I should not tell my mommy. You should have said it. So my mommy knows of my boyfriend when I was in university. Whatever, if he had my toaster, said my mommy knows you already. So there's nothing, and that makes my mommy more comfortable because she knows what I can do and what
Mm-hmm.
I can do. Even till now, as I'm married, my mommy can vouch for me anywhere I am because there's this kind of relationship,
It's a
closeness that she
bond.
has built since when we have been small. I can tell my mommy anything because there's the closeness is there. She built that closeness even as when we were so young. So I think we should try that. Not that go and sit down, go and sleep. No, or on the TV. Screen time is very, very important and sweet. That's the best you can do because if you do not give them screen time, it will not allow you to rest. But at the same time, still try to find time for them.
Yeah, I see. I hear that. I totally understand as well. African parenting is different from what we have here. So, like you mentioned, you've touched on having to apologize to your kids. I do that all the time, and I do that to let them know that sorry is not that big. Like it's sorry, even though your sorry has to be meaningful, but it is not a big deal. We grew up feeling like sorry is something else. And so it's always important to be able to tell them sorry. I even offend one of them, and the next person is the other child is saying, "Oh, mommy, you need to tell Ruby sorry. Oh, mommy, you need to tell
Yeah.
Ryan sorry." And then because you want them to know that mommy can say sorry, mommy, when she does wrong, she's able to own up to it and say sorry. I try as much as possible to, also say sorry and move on as well. It's getting to I can't believe we've done 1 hour, but rather than have this in bits, I want us to just quickly round up on everything we have to say. And yes, whoever. All right, guys.